Right, so we're at the stage where we need to go ahead and actually change the user's password now and redirect them. So what do we want to do? Well, I'm going to go ahead and call a function here that I haven't actually created yet, but we'll go ahead and we'll pop over to our users.php functions file and create this function in just a moment. So the function is going to be change underscore password, and we need to pass a variety, two parameters in fact, just to this function. That's going to be the user ID, so we can identify which user that we want to actually, who we want to change password, and the new password. So that will just convert the password to an MD5 hash and place it into the database. So let's go ahead and open up our init.php file. We'll need that. And we'll also open up our users functions file. I'll go ahead and get rid of register now, we don't need that. So inside of init we have this session user ID variable that contains the user's ID. So we can go ahead and we can actually pass this to the function. So user session ID, comma. And the next thing we need to pass is the password that the user wants to change to. So in that case, it will be the posted password that we gave here. So $_post password. Now notice we're not encrypting it at this point. We'll leave our change password function to do that. So once we've changed our password, what do we want to do? Well, we want to redirect the user to a success page. And we did this in the registration page. We basically redirect them to the same page, but we use a success query on the end, which will allow us to output a success message to the user. So this change password function, we need to go ahead and create this. So let's go ahead and define this here. So change underscore password. Now remember, this takes a user ID, and then it takes the password that we want to change to. So let's go ahead and sanitize this data. Now password we're going to convert to an MD5 string, therefore anything that looks remotely like an SQL injection, we don't need to actually sanitize it because we're converting to an MD5, which will just be numbers and letters. But the user ID, we always want this to be an integer. So we're going to say user ID. And I know this isn't direct user input, but it's good practice to sanitize data as you're passing it through. And the password is equal to a result of the MD5 function of that password. So we're resetting the value for that variable. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to perform a query. Obviously this is going to be relatively straightforward because it's just going to be an update query. So we say MySQL query, and we're going to say update, and we need to choose a table to update. Let's go over to our table here. Table is called users, so we want to update users. Set password, so this is the field that we're setting, equal to, and then a value, and that value is the new password. So here what we're doing is we're updating users, we're setting the password field equal to this new password that we're passing through. But obviously doing that will change all of the users' passwords because we're not specifying where we want to change this, and we're going to do that by the user ID. So we're going to say here where user ID is equal to, and then pass in the user ID. Notice I haven't put any single quotes around this because it's a number, so it doesn't require single quotes. And that's it. We've done that now. We're going to essentially just change the user's password using this, so it's relatively straightforward. So let's go ahead and check this out. Unfortunately, we can't really see the the plain text version of the password once it's been stored, but you'll know that once I change my password, this will change to a different string. So let's go ahead and change my password. So I'm on change password.php. My current password is password. My new password is going to be password 1 and password 1. Very secure password. So clicking change password now, you see that we've been redirected to this success query here, which we'll deal with later. We'll output, say, your password's been changed to the user. We'll do that in a moment. But when I return to my database and click browse, you'll see that my password is the same. That's odd. Let's go ahead and check why that might be. So change password, passing through the user session ID, the new password. Let's just have a look here. So we've got user session ID being passed through. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I'm passing through, I need to pass through session underscore user ID. Well done to those of you that spotted that. I'm sure there were lots of people that did. So session underscore user underscore ID. So let's do that again. Very basic mistake. Let's go ahead and change the password. So password 1, and password 1 again. Change password, done. We've got this success query on the end. Let's go over to our database table, browse that, and you can see that it is now changed. So now what do I do? Well, I can go ahead and log out, and I need to log in again. So Alex, password, which is my old password, now does not work. Alex, password 1, log in, and it works. Okay, brilliant. And then I can just go and change my password as many times as I like. So now that we've done that, we need to deal with this success thing at the end. We did that in register.php. And all we did here was we said if, what did we do? Let's go ahead and just check this, because the reason that I want to check this is because it's really good to keep, consistency through here. So yeah, we essentially said if this success variable on the end of the URL has been set, then echo this out. Otherwise, and we go all the way down and we include the form in this as well, because once the user's been successfully registered or they've changed their password, we don't want to show the form again. So if, and here this will be the block that we need to execute if the success message has been passed through or the success query has been passed through. Else, and we need to go all the way down to the end of our form there. And that's it. So let's just pull that down a bit. So I'm going to just grab all of this. There, indent. Perfect. So if, let's just go ahead and copy this from here. So if is set success, and that's empty. This bit's sort of irrelevant, but I just like to do it just in case anyone, tries to go success equals and a load of rubbish. We just want success. That's all we want. So as long as that exists there, we want to do something, and that will be to say echo your password has been changed. Simple. So let's go ahead and change the password again. So my current password is now password 1, remember. I'm going to change this to password 2, and again I'm going to change this to password 2. So change password, your password's been changed. Perfect, because we've got the success error message up here. And again, that benefits not being able to press F5 to refresh this page and send the query again. So we're not, allowing anyone to do that. Okay, so now let's, well, we're essentially done now, but we want to just clear this up, and I wanted to go ahead and change these types here to password, which is going to act in the same way. It just means that we're not going to store any of this data in the browser by default. So you can see that when I was choosing them before, we had drop downs, but now it's all starred out there. Okay, so that's it. We've given the user the ability to change the password. We've created a simple form. We have validated this data, which again is extremely important. And then we've called this change password function in here to allow the user to actually change the password. And we've redirected the user on success, outputted errors on any errors being found, and then the user's password is changed, and that's that.